I'm very happy to be part of this webinar. All of you know that these days we are all in an isolated mode, working from home, working from offices with 50% kind of manpower. So in a situation like that, while the cyber security has always been a challenge for our country, post-pandemic or during pandemic, the pressure or the challenges have become more acute. And I think the seminar is most timely to discuss the cyber security and privacy issues in a pandemic situation where the basic normal has changed.
What most of the organizations that bring is, they make it as just compliance, mindset, right? They wanted to add for the compliance standpoint where you have to finish, one awareness training every month or quarterly or 6 months once to comply with ISO 27001 or the PCDSS. Moreover, my view standpoint is really the cybersecurity should be embedded with their culture. Cybersecurity should be embedded with their DNA, right? It should not be the compliance mindset. When that thing changes, then absolutely things will change by default, right? It will become a habit, right? Once you get up from bed, you do this rest of things by default, right? It's like that's the way we thought, that's the way it's become a behavior.
This is one of the most important topics in the post-COVID era. And as we are still tiding through this crisis, it's important to really understand what are some of the challenges that are ahead of us. So I'll start the panel off with one of the most important questions which is on everyone's mind. What are the cyber threats that are heightened by COVID-19 and how are we protecting against them? Therefore, I'm going to address this question to each of the members on the panel.
As far as the cybersecurity aspect is concerned, the challenges of cybersecurity are being discussed, I think, in all forums. I do about 2 to 3 of these webinars a day, and everywhere I find there is a great awareness now as to how the work from home and the teleworking, as it is called, that environment has affected cybersecurity.
Muresh also pointed out the situation is pretty bad for the business side of it. So and in government business, there we cannot look at the revenue before providing the service. As you know, in railways, the Shramik trains and whatnot, the carriage of essentials, etc. You cannot ask for money before you carry the people or carry the goods.
Like Rajiv said, there is a risk matrix. Not many people use the risk matrix that effectively as Rajiv described it. But if you look at how risk matrices are done, there are 4 quadrants in a risk matrix, and I'm taking over from what Rajiv described. When you get to a place where the impact of an event is going to be high and the likelihood of that event is going to be substantially low, is the time when you start thinking of contingency.
This was the first ever virtual conference organized by Quest, and thank you so much for making it a huge success. A big shout out to the team Quest